The guards thought he'd break down. Most celebrities did. But Mike Tyson was about to learn the difference between being locked in and being locked up. March 26, 1992. Marion County Courthouse, Indianapolis. Judge Patricia Gifford speaks. Her voice, steady, professional, final. Mr. Tyson, you are hereby sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, with 4 years suspended. You will serve 6 years in the Indiana Department of Corrections, followed by 4 years probation. 10 years, 6 real. The courtroom is silent. Cameras aren't allowed inside, but they wait outside. Hundreds of them. The world watches through closed doors. Mike Tyson stands, 25 years old, former heavyweight champion, the youngest ever to hold the title, the man who knocked out Trevor Berbick at 20, the man who destroyed Michael Spinks in 91 seconds, the baddest man on the planet, now prisoner. 922,335. He removes his watch, Rolex, gold, heavy, hands it to his lawyer, then his tie, silk, black, expensive, folds it carefully, gives it away. Camille Ewald stands in the gallery. The woman who raised him after Cuss died. She cries. Silent tears. Mike hugs her brief. Tight says nothing. What is there to say? The bailiff approaches. Handcuffs. Metal. Cold. Click. Click. Both wrists. Mike doesn't resist. Doesn't protest. Just stands there, waiting. They lead him out. Back door. Away from cameras. Into a police van. White, unmarked, windows tinted. He sits. Alone. 2 guards in front. Nobody speaks. The van drives. 25 minutes. From downtown Indianapolis to Plainfield, a small town, nobody famous, nobody cares who you were, only who you are now, a prisoner. The van stops, Indiana Youth Center, later renamed Plainfield Correctional Facility, medium security, 1,200 inmates, most younger than 30, most serving for drugs, violence, theft, things they did, things they say they didn't do, everyone's innocent in prison. Mike steps out, the building is brick, red brick, old, built in the 1950s, institutional. Identical to every other prison in America. Same design, same smell, same feeling. Processing begins. Intake, strip search, cavity search, medical exam, psychological eval questions, forms, numbers. Nothing about who you were, everything about what you are now. Remove your clothes. Mike undresses slowly, each piece a layer of the old life. Shirt, pants, shoes, underwear, everything goes into a plastic bag, sealed, tagged, stored. He won't see these again for years. Turn around, bend over, cough. He does. No choice. This is prison. Dignity is a luxury. Privacy doesn't exist. Your property now. State property. They hand him a uniform, orange, polyester, scratchy 2-piece number on the back. 922,335. Not his name, his designation. Put these on. He does. The uniform hangs loose. Too big. Like wearing someone else's skin. Someone smaller. Someone broken. Photos, fingerprints, signature. Processing takes 3 hours. 3 hours to erase who you were. 3 hours to become a number. Finally, a guard speaks. Cell 4B, follow me. The walk is long. Corridor after corridor. Concrete floors. Fluorescent lights. Buzzing. Always buzzing. Doors, metal doors, bars, locks. Every 20 feet, another barrier. Another checkpoint. Inmates watch through windows, through bars. They know who he is. Everyone knows. Mike Tyson, champion, celebrity, now prisoner. Some stare. Some whisper. Some laugh. Look at the champ now. Nobody says it to his face, not yet. But he hears it. It feels it. The guard stops. Cell block D opens a door. In here, Mike enters. The door closes behind him. Metal, scraping metal. Bend a lock. Clunk. Heavy, final. That sound, that specific sound, the sound of freedom ending. The cell is small. 8 feet by 10, 80 square feet. Smaller than most bathrooms. Concrete walls. Gray one window. High, small, bars across it. Sunlight filters through. Barely furniture, 1 bed. Metal frame, thin mattress, 2 inches thick, 1 blanket, wool scratchy, 1 pillow, flat used, 1 toilet, stainless steel, no seat, no privacy, 1 sink, bolted to wall, cold water only, 1 mirror, metal, not glass. Glass can be broken, broken glass can be a weapon. Everything in prison is about preventing weapons. 1 desk, metal, bolted down, 1 chair, metal, bolted down. Nothing moves, nothing can be thrown, nothing can be used against someone, against yourself. That's it. That's home, for the next 3 years minimum. Mike sits on the bed. Springs creak. Old Springs tired. He looks around, slowly taking it in. This is real. This is happening. Yesterday he was in a hotel. Today he's in a cage. The walls have marks, scratches, names, dates, previous occupants, people who lived here, slept here, suffered here. Their ghosts remain, in the scratches, in the stains, in the air. Mike lies down, stares at the ceiling. White ceiling. Water stains, cracks, patterns. He'll memorize these patterns. Every crack, every stain. He'll have nothing else to do. Time check, 3:47 p.m. afternoon. Outside, people are working, training, living free, and here time stops, or moves so slowly it feels stopped. Same difference. He closes his eyes, tries to sleep. Can't. Too bright, too loud voices, doors, footsteps, metal on metal. Prison is never quiet, never dark, never peaceful. Opens eyes, stares again. The ceiling, the walls, the bars. This is real. This is his life now. Who is Mike Tyson without a ring, without a crowd, without freedom? He doesn't know yet, but he's about to find out. Dinner 5 p.m. A tray slides through a slot in the door. Metal tray, 5 compartments. Brown stuff, green stuff, white stuff. Something that might be meat, something that might be vegetables, something that's definitely not food from outside. Mike looks at it, doesn't recognize anything, picks up the plastic fork, stabs at the brown stuff, takes a bite, chews no flavor, or too much of the wrong flavor. Can't tell which, eats anyway. Not because he's hungry, because there's nothing else to do. Eating passes time. 5 minutes, maybe 10 if you chew slowly. The tray goes back through the slot empty. Barely time. Check. 5:22 p.m. 35 minutes since he last checked. It feels like hours. Time works differently here. Slower, heavier. Every minute has weight. Footsteps in the corridor. Mike listens. You learn to identify sounds. Guard footsteps. Heavy, regular. Inmate footsteps. Lighter, irregular. These are guard footsteps. The slot opens. Tyson Recreation Yard. 1 hour. You coming? Yeah, let's go. The recreation yard. Outdoor space, fenced. 30 feet by 40 feet concrete. Basketball hoop at one end. Rusty net missing. Weight area at the other. Free weights. Barbells. Benches. Old used heavy. 20 inmates. Some playing basketball. Bad basketball. No skill. Just time killing. Some lifting. Some walking circles. Around and around. Going nowhere. Mike walks to the weight area. It looks at the equipment. 45-pound plates. Olympic bar. Bench press. Squat rack. Same equipment from outside, but different. Everything's different here. An inmate approaches, tall, muscular, older, maybe you, Mike Tyson. Yeah, I'm Marcus. Been here for years. Advice, keep your head down. Don't talk much. Don't trust anyone. And don't think you're special. You're not. Not here. Mike nods. Thanks. Marcus walks away. First lesson learned. You're nobody in prison. Champion. Doesn't matter. Money. Doesn't matter. Fame. Makes you a target. Not a privilege. Mike grabs the bar. Lies on the bench. Loads 135 pounds. His body weight. The same weight that broke Bruce Lee's back. But Mike's not Bruce. Different body. Different exercise. Different day lifts. Press up, down, 10 reps. Easy. Too easy. Needs more weight, but doesn't add more. Just keeps going. 20 reps, 30, 40, 50. Not training. Just moving, because moving is better than sitting. Because motion is control, and control is all you have here. After 50 reps he stops, sits up, breathing hard. Not from exertion, from reality. This is his gym now. Concrete and rust. No trainer, no plan, no future. Just motion, just survival, just time passing. 1 hour ends. Everybody in now. Back to the cell. The walk, the doors, the locks. Each sound familiar already. Learning fast. Prison teaches fast. Cell 4B. The door closes. The lock. Clunk. That sound again. Freedom ending. Again. Every time the door closes, freedom ends. Every time the lock clicks, the world shrinks. Night. 9 p.m. Lights dim. Not off. Never off. Prison doesn't have darkness. Just less light. Always supervision. Always watching. Mike lies on the bed. The mattress is thin. Springs dig into his back. Key shifts. Doesn't help. Shifts again. Still doesn't help. This is the mattress. These are the springs. This is sleep now. Sounds, constant sounds. Someone coughing. Someone talking. Someone crying. Metal doors. Footsteps. Guards making rounds. Every 15 minutes, regular, predictable like clockwork. Time marked in footsteps. Mike stares at the ceiling. The cracks. The stains. Memorizing them. Nothing else to do. Can't sleep. Too much noise. Too much light. Too much reality. Thinks about yesterday. Free in a hotel. Expensive hotel. Soft bed. Room service. Privacy. Choice. Gone. All gone. 1 day ago. Might as well be 1 year. 1 decade. 1 lifetime. Thinks about tomorrow. Same as today. Same cell. Same routine. Same everything. For 6 years. Maybe 3 with good behavior. 3 years. 1,095 days. 26,280 hours. Numbers. Everything is numbers in prison days. Hours. Prisoner ID. Cell number. Years. Time is measured, counted, feared. Who is Mike Tyson in cell 4B? Not the champion. Not the celebrity. Not the icon. Just a man. A man in a cage. A man counting hours. Midnight, still awake, can't sleep, maybe won't sleep. First night, they say first night is hardest. After that, you adjust. You adapt, you survive, but first night, you face it, all of it. The reality, the permanence, the loss. Mike sits up, looks at his hands. These hands, championship hands, hands that earned millions, hands that destroyed opponents, hands that built an empire. Now they're just hands, in a cell, holding nothing, building nothing, destroying nothing, just existing. He thinks about Couscous D'Amato, dead 7 years. If Coos were alive, would this have happened? Would he be here? Cos used to say, discipline. Without discipline, talent is nothing. Without discipline, strength is weakness. Without discipline, you're just another kid from Brooklyn who got lucky. Mike had talent, had strength, had luck, but discipline, maybe not enough, or maybe too much of the wrong kind. Ring discipline, fighting discipline, but life discipline, different things. He failed. Not just the case, not just the conviction. It failed himself, failed Coos, failed the kid from Brooklyn who wanted to be more than just another statistic. Now he's a different statistic. Prisoner, convict, number. The night passes, slowly, minute by minute, hour by hour. Mike doesn't sleep, just waits. For sunrise, for morning, for time to move forward, because backward isn't possible. Morning, 6 a.m. buzzer, loud, jarring wake-up call. No snooze button. No choice. Wake up now. Lights full brightness, fluorescent harsh. Mike sits up. Didn't sleep. What pretends he did, because weakness is dangerous. Even perceived weakness. Breakfast. Tray through the slot. Oatmeal, toast. Coffee, lukewarm, all lukewarm. Nothing hot, nothing cold. Just lukewarm. Like everything here. Middle temperature. Middle life. Middle existence. Eats mechanical. Not tasting. Just chewing, swallowing fuel. That's all food is here. Fuel to continue. Not pleasure. Not enjoyment. Just fuel. Day 2 begins. Same as day 1 will become. Same as day 1000 will be. Routine, monotony, time. But something different happens. Shift happens. Not outside. Inside. Mike realizes something. A simple realization. Powerful realization. He's here. Can't change that. But how he's here, that's his choice. Broken, or building. Victim, or survivor. Finished or preparing. The walls don't change. The bars don't open. The time doesn't shorten. But the man inside, that can change. That's the only freedom left. Internal freedom. Mental freedom. The freedom to choose who you become in the cage. Mike Tyson entered prison on March 26, 1992. But Mike Tyson, the prisoner, that person was still being created, still being decided, still being built. And only he could build it. 3 years later, March 25, 1995. The same door opens. Mike walks out. Different man. Older, quieter, harder, changed. Reporters ask, how was prison? It was prison. What did you learn? Mike pauses. Long pause. Thinking, I learned who I am when everything's taken away. I learned what's left when the noise stops. I learned that freedom isn't about where you are. It's about who you are. Are you angry? No, why not? Anger doesn't unlock doors. Time does. And I did my time. He walks away free. Not free from the past. Not free from the label. But free from the cell. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's everything. Years later. Interview, documentary. Someone asks about that first night. What was the hardest part? Mike doesn't hesitate. The sound. What sound? The door. When it closed that first time. That click, that lock. That sound meant everything outside was gone. Career, fame, life, just gone. And I was alone with myself. No crowd. No cornermen. No referee. Just me. In a cell. With nowhere to run. How did you handle it? I didn't. Not that first night. I just survived it. Then the next night. I survived that. And the next. And eventually, surviving becomes living. And living becomes preparing. And preparing becomes becoming. I became someone different in that cell. Not better. Not worse. Just different. More honest. More aware. More real. Do you regret it? Long silence. Very long. I regret what put me there. But the time itself, that taught me things success never could. It broke me. Then I had to rebuild. And what you rebuild is stronger than what you start with. Because you built it from scratch. From nothing. From the bottom. Would you do anything differently? Everything. But I didn't, so I can't. I can only live with what I did. What happened. Who I became. That's all anyone can do. Live with it. Learn from it. Move forward from it. March 26, 1992. Cell 4B. Indiana Youth Center. Mike Tyson. Prisoner 922,335. 25 years old. Former champion. Current inmate. One door. One lock. One sound. One life changed. The guards thought he'd break. He didn't. He bent. And in bending, he found what doesn't break. The part of you that survives when everything else is stripped away. That's the part that matters. That's the part that endures. That's the part that walks out 3 years later. Different but intact. Broken but rebuilt. Lost but found. Prison doesn't just lock you in. It reveals what's already locked inside you. And then you decide. Do you let it destroy you, or do you use it to reconstruct yourself? Mike Tyson chose reconstruction, the hard way, the only way, one day at a time, one night at a time, one sound at a time. The door closed. The lock clicked. The man inside began again.